What's going on, guys? Briar Rabbit here. Today is Friday. That means Zer is back in the tower. He's hanging out way over by the speaker's lair in front of the big black doors that we still don't know where they lead. He's got a few interesting exotics this week. I'm not going to lie to you. Some year one returning to year two exotics. Nothing brand new, but that's to be expected at this point, and we'll take what we can get. So let's take a look at what he's got. I'll give you guys some recommendations as well. We're going to start off with the Titan. We got the Helm of Inmost Light. Now, I used to like these a lot better in year one. Recklessness is a cool perk, provides Death from Above and Headstrong for Fist of Havoc. But to be honest with you, I use the Armamentarium in most everything for PvP, and when I'm not using that, I use Twilight Garrison. I just find those two exotics are so much more useful than the Helm of Inmost Light. You know, the Helm of Inmost Light is fun to use. Death from Above and Headstrong, it's nice to get those perks for free, but it just doesn't stand up to me in lieu of the better exotics that I could be using, like Twilight Garrison for increased movement or Armamentarium for double grenades. So I rarely ever use the Helm of Inmost Light, even though I actually like it. I also don't love the perks on it this time around, so if I did buy it, I'd be re-rolling it. Increased strength, increased intellect, inverse shadow, heavy lifting, and infusion. I'd really be re-rolling this thing to get as good a PvP build as I could. Next up for the hunters, we got the Lucky Raspberry. This thing was an all-star in year one because arc bolt grenades were great, and this made arc bolt grenades even better. However, arc bolt grenades really have been nerfed, so that really devalues this particular exotic right now. The perks on this are increased intellect, increased discipline, hand cannon ammo, fusion rifle ammo, void recovery, and arc armor. So it's actually a really good roll because you're going to be wanting that arc armor, definitely. And hand cannon ammo and fusion rifle ammo makes for a really fun build. But like I said, you just don't use arc bolt grenades that often anymore because they were nerfed so heavily in Update 2.0. So, you know, it's a cool exotic, but it's probably a pass unless you're just trying to collect everything. Next up for the Warlocks, we got the Purifier Robes. The main perk on this is Burn Brighter. Activating Radiance from Death disorients nearby enemies. Situationally, this can really come in handy, but you only use it after you die, so I'd rather have something that's helping me not die. In Trials of Osiris, even in PvE, it can come in handy. It can get you out of a tight spot when, let's say, you know, there are enemies right near you when you want to revive with Radiance. But to be honest with you, like I said before, I would just rather have an exotic that helps me stay alive or helps me kill things faster so that I don't need to use Radiance. So that's kind of my problem with the Purifier Robes. It is a cool piece of chest armor. It can come in handy if used effectively, but there's just so much better exotics out there for the Warlock that help you become much more of a deadly fighter as opposed to helping you out after you die. The rolls on this are increased strength, increased intellect, special ammo, heavy ammo, void burn defense, and solar armor. Solar armor actually goes along with this really well. I like getting the heavy ammo and the special ammo. I like those broader perks so you don't have to switch between armor if you switch between a shotgun or a sniper. But again, if you're a collector, I'd go after these. If you know of a specific situation where you think Purifier Robes would really come in handy, go for it. But to me, there's just so many better pieces of Warlock armor out there that this is really a pass. I never, ever use these things. Next, we have an exotic weapon, the Monte Carlo. The main perk on this thing is the Monte Carlo method. Dealing damage with this weapon reduces your melee cooldown and grants a chance to fully charge your melee ability with each kill. This really comes in handy, I think, especially in PvP, but you can really build your Titan, build your Warlock, build your Hunter around a melee build for PvE as well. It makes for a really fun way to play like a close-up melee build in both PvP and PvE. My main problem with this thing is it's just a tick slower to kill than those super high fire rate auto rifles, which gives you somewhat of a disadvantage, especially if you're using this in a close range build. So Even though I really love the Monte Carlo method, I rarely use this gun because I just prefer those super high fire rate auto rifles right now. They're very good. This one is just a tick slower to kill, but I would definitely pick this one up because if these mid-impact auto rifles do get buffed, this thing is going to be amazing. It is amazing now. If you can get the kills with it, then you're just going to always have a melee ready to go, and that can make for a very interesting PvP or PvE build. Next, we have a Legacy Engram. It's a chest Engram. I can't imagine too many people are buying these things anymore with all of the year 1 exotics that have now made it to year 2. So this is probably a skip. They're very expensive at 29 strange coins. This is just not worth it, to be honest with you. For curios, we got Plasma Drive and Stealth Drive if you want to change the color of your contrail on your Sparrow. Upgrade your blue rare Sparrow to legendary status is the way to do that. Heavy Ammo Synthesis, it's good to buy these things if you want to level up your factions. You can buy a bunch of these and then turn them into a faction to get new items from that faction, which is nice. 3 of coins, these have been nerfed as far as I can tell. It seems to be that exotics are dropping much less frequently now than they were before update 2.2, but I'm still dropping them all the time. As you can see, I got a ton of strange coins and really no other reason to spend them, so I do buy a lot of 3 of coins. Glass Needles, if you want to re-roll your exotic armor, you can do it with Glass Needles, and I highly recommend doing that to kind of specify your builds. Make sure you've got the best version of your exotic armor that you can. And finally, of course, you can get Motes of Light. So that's going to do it, guys. That's what Xur's got. Those are my recommendations. Not an awfully exciting week, kind of mid-tier or low-tier exotics all around. A lot of people do love the Monte Carlo. It's not one of my favorite exotics just because that time to kill is just a hair too slow for my liking, but it's a good week. It's an okay week. It's fine. Whatever, Xur. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like button if you liked the video. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.